Good evening. December 7th, 1941. The day the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor. Friday, November the 22nd, 1963. President Kennedy is gunned down in Dallas, Texas. April the 4th, 1968. Martin Luther King is shot while standing on the balcony of the Lorraine Motel in Memphis. A few weeks later, in the kitchen of the Ambassador Hotel in Los Angeles, June the 6th, 1968, Robert Kennedy is shot by Sirhan Sirhan. September 11th, 2001, the worst terrorist attack in the history of our country. June 27th, 2024, President Biden melts down in a debate with Donald Trump. A few weeks later, July 13th, 2023, an assassin's bullet grazes Donald Trump, grazes his ear, his right ear, while he speaks at a rally in Pennsylvania. Yeah, I thought tonight I was gonna talk about a different subject. I was gonna discuss the Republican platform for 2024, but events have a way of changing so quickly, within seconds. Everything changes. And boy, this has really changed the way things are going to unfold. I'm grateful that Donald Trump was not seriously injured or killed. Anybody who knows me knows there is no love lost for Donald Trump with me. I detest him. I think he's a horrible person, narcissistic, liar, hedonistic, cheated on his wives, cheated on business people, he's a cruel person, etc. But I don't wish that kind of harm on him. It's totally unproductive. You know, we don't know yet what the motive was of the person who did this. But your first guess is going to be there's somebody who hates Trump. And they think, oh, we'll just kill Trump and that'll be the end of it. But no, it's going to make it a lot worse for us. But I am grateful that he was not killed, because I don't wish that on anybody. Think about his family, his kids, you know, his wife. We don't want that. That's an awful thing. You know, I didn't even want bin Laden killed. I wanted him captured, put in prison. So, a terrible situation that's going to do exactly the opposite of what the shooter's intention was, I think. We don't know yet, but we'll probably find out, because of people have a way of leaving breadcrumbs on their social media. If this person did use social media, we'll find out the reasoning behind it. I'm just hoping that whoever it is, they are not an illegal immigrant. That'd be really bad. So, what's going to be the fallout from this? As I said last night, excuse me, when I went my walk and talk, there was optimism in my heart. Because I'm thinking, you know, the chorus for Joe Biden's resignation is rising. There's like 20 Congress people and a couple senators. And man, just before all this stuff went down today, I was listening to Bob Costas. He was on Michael Smerconish's show, and man, oh man, did he ever deliver an articulate speech about why Biden should not be running. And he's been saying this for actually a couple of years, 2 or 3 years. And so, you know, I just finished watching that this morning, and then I just happened to have come inside, take a break from the work that I was doing, turned TV on, and bam, this is what's going on. So, what's going to come out of this? Well, I'm going to make a prediction. All of this commotion about Biden stepping aside is going to come to an end. Yep, it's just going to come to an end. Because, I mean, what's the point? You know, Donald Trump right now is unbeatable. Yesterday, he could have been beatable with the right candidate. Today, I don't care who you run against him. My favorite people, they couldn't beat him. He's going to emerge from this a hero, an indestructible person. There's that picture of him being ushered off the stage there, surrounded by Secret Service agents, and his head is held up high. He's got his fist raised up, and there's blood on his face. You realize that's going to be on t-shirts. They're printing the t-shirts right now. And the headline under that picture is going to be unstoppable, unbeatable, indestructible. It's going to be on flags, coffee mugs. There's no way you're going to beat him. So just go ahead and sacrifice Joe. Joe's going to go down. Let him have his way. And we'll just have to look to 2028. And hopefully by then, some of this dead wood in the Democratic Party will be gone. Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, Maxine Waters. Maxine Waters is 85 years old. The guy from, what is it, South Carolina. What's that guy's name that gave him the boost in 2020? Can't remember his name. He's like 83 years old, 84 years old. My goodness. You guys, when I say you guys, because that's a long ways away, I don't know if I'll still be around. I did my time on the barricades. You guys, Generation X, Generation Z, the millennials, it's going to be your world. You're going to have to deal with what comes out of this. So, I don't think it's going to be pleasant. And we could talk a little bit about the immigration situation, because that's right at the top of the list on their platform. They're going to deal with, and Trump has been talking about deporting 10 to 15 million people. Okay, so I have some suggestions on how you can do this, and it won't take much in the way of police. And I'm surprised that the Republicans didn't do this when they had control of the House, the Senate, and the presidency. They could have done this very easily. All you got to do is just pass a law that says if you're caught hiring an illegal immigrant, automatic $1,000 fine for the first infraction. You caught again, $5,000, etc. That will put an end to a lot of it. But it's my suspicion that there are a lot of businesses, corporations in this country that like illegal immigration because it's low wages. These people will do grub work that American citizens won't do. Now, they're probably not talking about deporting the people that pick our vegetables. But what about all the people that work at these fast food restaurants? I'm not going to name any brand names because I don't want them to get mad at me, but my wife and I frequent these places, these Mexican places with the drive-through, or go in there and sit down, and you can get, like I get a bean burrito for like $1.89. My wife and I can eat lunch for like 10, 12 bucks. And the reason we can is because the people that are working there are probably, all of them are probably illegal immigrants, and they're getting paid minimum wage. And you know, one of the things that I notice about them, they are so darn courteous. I mean, polite, kind, they show up on time, they're clean, they never complain. So these are the people you want to kick out, right? So now when they're all gone, who's going to work there? What are you going to do, get a bunch of high school kids to work there? I don't think they're going to go for that. So I'm just saying, Then what's going to happen is the people that own these establishments, once all these low-wage people are gone, they're shipped back to Mexico or South America, wherever they came to them from. They're going to have to replace them with somebody, and they're going to have to pay them more money than minimum wage. Now, California, it's $20 an hour, but that's just California. I think California is probably the highest wages of any state in the union. I'm sure it's a lot less in other places. So good luck on that. Who are you going to have cut your lawn for you? Who are you going to have, I don't know, work in these recycle plants where they have a conveyor belt and the trash goes behind the conveyor belt and somebody separates that trash, takes the plastic off there, takes the metal off there, etc. Who are you going to have do that? I'll bet you anything most of those people are illegal immigrants. And then you have food processing places like these places that process chickens. I mean, these are gigantic corporations that have these people working for them. So you hear a lot of bluster from Trump about, oh, we're going to kick these people out. But I think you'll get some pushback from these business people that say, hey, wait a second. Slow down here. These people are essential to our profit margin. So that was the first item in their platform that I had a chance to take a look at. And then, of course, this news story with Trump being shot came on, and it's dominated the news. And it sure has put Biden on the back burner. And, you know, he's just in a position now where it's just so strange. But he's going to be the nominee now. There's no doubt in my mind about it. So, once again, I can't say strongly enough how this kind of violence, it never resolves anything. It just makes things worse. It would have been so much better to have just beaten Trump at the ballot box, you know, and then send him away to prison where he belongs. But now that's not going to happen. And he's going to take over, and we're going to have a dystopian landscape in our country. For me, it doesn't mean that much because I'm at the end anyways, and I'm secure. I own my home, and I have my retirement. But for you young folks, like my kids and my grandkids that are coming up, read that manifesto, that Project 2025. Read the Republican platform for 2025, 2024. But nobody reads anymore except me. I guess they just don't have the time. They're too busy working so many jobs and trying to take care of their kids, and they don't have any child care. They don't have time to read and get into these subjects in depth and study them. So that's enough, but I think tomorrow I'll probably feel better. I feel better already. After I sat and watched that for a while, I went outside, fired up my chainsaw, started cutting down some brush, and you got to focus. When you're running a chainsaw, you can't be thinking about some other thing. So I think tomorrow, this story's going to be around for quite a long time, but I think I'll be able to handle it a little bit better tomorrow. I'll just accept what's going to happen and do what I always do, which is just go on. All right? So I really appreciate you guys joining my walk and talks. I find that this is really good therapy for me because, you know, I'm out here, I'm isolated. I just have a couple of friends and I don't get to see them that much. So I really don't get to discuss this kind of stuff very much. So I feel like I'm kind of discussing it with you, although it's a one-way street, but you can comment in the comments, and excuse me, when I get some comments, I will respond to them. And any of your ideas, I'll certainly consider them. So thanks again for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow night. And we'll see if anything else is happening in the world. Good night.